Worldwide Church of God presentation.
In 1964, I was 12 years old, and I'll discuss what it was like to be 12 years old in the Worldwide Church of God, because that's some 30-some years ago. We had, as I think you all know, some fairly aberrant teachings that you would find in the fringes of Christianity if you examine the totality of Christian history. And so we would have believed that British Israelism was a special key, and I think everyone knows what British Israelism is, the idea that the United States and Western Europe, Canada, and certain other nations comprise the 10 lost tribes of Israel. And that was seen as a key to unlocking biblical prophecy. And we would have been staunch and firm believers in British Israelism, although we wouldn't call it British Israelism, because that's a very racist teaching, and we tried to believe in it without the racist component. We would have believed that God is a family comprised of the Father and the Son, and that our ultimate destiny is to be God as God is God and flesh out the rest of his family, so to speak, but not in the flesh, in the spirit. We've been staunchly anti-Trinitarian. In fact, some of the kids I grew up with in the church thought that pagan anti-Trinity doctrine was all one word. So we were staunchly anti-Trinitarian. We would have believed that the Catholic Church was the great whore of Revelation 17, and that all the Protestant churches were the harlot daughters of the great whore, and all deceived, and Christians falsely so called, is the way we would often phrase it in our literature. We would have adhered strictly to the laws of purity that you find in Leviticus, clean and unclean meats. We were anti-Christmas and anti-Easter. We were devotedly Sabbatarian and taught and practiced that you must observe holy time from sunset Friday to sunset Saturday. In fact, I lost a job or two over the course of my lifetime over that issue. And those, aside from mentioning the British Israelism as a key to prophecy, our publications offered sort of the approach of having the newspaper in one hand and the Bible in the other, and interpreting all of events in light of the Bible. And we had booklets on just about everything except Tupperware and prophecy.
We didn't think of that, otherwise we would.
Yeah, if we'd have thought of it, we'd have published one on that too. I think, fairly well characterized. We had churches in about 120 countries. We never had a membership of much beyond 120,000, although our attendance worldwide did reach about 100